Another one of the very high yield sections on your Step 1 exam has to do with reading and interpreting study designs. Talk to anyone that's taken the Step 1 exam and they'll tell you there's a lot of questions where they give you a long involved presentation of a research project and then ask you to answer some questions about it. Now, I'm going to try to do you a favor here. I'm going to tell you exactly what the questions are you're going to see, because the questions they're going to ask in this area are remarkably easy to predict. They're going to ask you first, after you read the study design, what type of bias, is there in the study design? Second, they may ask you, how would you fix the bias, or how would you repeat the study so this bias wasn't there with the repetition? Third, they're going to ask you just to label what type of study design it is. What's the kind of name we call the study design? And fourth, how are you going to analyze data from this study design? Those are the big four questions, folks. Those are the obvious questions to ask, and those are the questions that year in and year out seem to show up on the exam. Understand, we teach you about study designs not because we expect you to do research, as we assume most of you will not, but because we expect you to be consumers of research. And so the questions are oriented towards, can you understand what was done in a research study? Can you understand the results that are presented to you from that particular study? Let's begin our conversation by talking about bias. Let's begin a conversation about bias by defining some simple terms, some basic vocabulary, as always. First of all, what is bias? Well, bias is simply deviation from truth. The real job of research is to, well, give us a clear, objective picture of what reality looks like, moving away from every individual's unique, subjective impressions to try to aggregate those to get a clear picture of what reality is. When research matches reality, that's good. When research doesn't match reality, that's what bias is about. The two basic concepts we use to track bias are called reliability and validity. And this is another set of terms where you're distinguishing between them is probably the crucial issue on your exam question. Reliability means consistency, same result every time. You may also hear the word precision, but I believe consistency actually just is more descriptive of what we're talking about here. Validity, by contrast, is accuracy. Did you hit what you aimed at? In reliability, we're concerned that you do the same thing every time. In validity, we're concerned that what your target was actually where you ended up. One of the simplest ways to try to walk you through this understanding is to fall back on a classic presentation based on shots taken at a set of targets. Here we have first a set of shots at the target on the left. Now, these shots, you'll notice, are all clustered together, but none of them have actually hit the target. Is this very reliable shooting? Well, yes, it is. The shots are clustered together. Is this very valid shooting? Well, no, it's not. We've missed the target altogether. So this example on the left is one of reliability, yes, but validity, no, as compared to on the left-hand side. Once again, we have a set of shots clustered, but this time we've clustered them in the bullseye. This, because of the clustering, is reliability, and now because we've hit the target, is also validity. Please note, if you have validity, you're required to have reliability as well. Is it possible to have reliability and not have validity? Yes, we tried to demonstrate that. Is it possible to have validity and not have reliability? No, that's not possible. In the language of logic, we say that reliability is a necessary but not sufficient condition for validity. You must have it to have validity, but you must have more than just that in order to be valid. The exam you're preparing for, USMLE Step 1 exam. Is this a very reliable exam? Well, history shows us it is a stunningly reliable exam. Consistency of results is one of the hallmarks of this exam. If you take the exam, fail, and you do the same things to prepare again, you're likely to get exactly the same score the second time, or at least close to it. Is this a valid exam? That is, does this exam offer a very good, measure of how good a doctor you're going to be? Well, no, at least there's much debate about that. So whether or not it's valid is at least debatable, but it's certainly reliable. Reliability, yes. Validity, no.